Test, test, test. Hey, all right. Sorry, I'm getting all my shit together. Game's loading, or app's loading, or whatever the hell. I don't know. It was still synchronizing. Alrighty. Should be almost there. 99%. Should be getting going. Okay. Let's see. Oops. Oh, guess I got the header off. Whoops.
You what?
I guess I accidentally
Oh.
detached the header.
Oh.
Okay, now we're gonna have to back on. Oh, really? Because we're doing. I gotta go find where you're at. Oh, I see where.
I'm across the street.
Yeah, I see that, but I like hit the wrong button, detached the header, and I pushed it around. You like that little? I whipped that up this afternoon. I, I was. Heck, I was mowing the yard, and uh, and it kind of came to me. It's like, heck, got some funny moments and stuff, and it's like, let's make kind of a funny moment type
Yeah,
compilation
I
or
thought
whatever, or kind of a
I thought it
promo.
was pretty good.
Okay, now why? Why won't the header? Why won't it give me the option to attach the header?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, I wasn't lined up perfect enough. Okay, yeah, now it is. Okay, that was weird. Oh, we're glitchy here. Stuttery. All right.
Oh yeah, I noticed that with the chat tonight.
Okay. Is it just me and you, or we got him?
As far as I know, I mean,
Okay. I didn't know. Okay. I'll start on the
yeah,
other. I'll start on the
no
other
one
end of
else
the
is
field.
saying.
Well, that's all right. Can be just us. Maybe we'll have some other funny moments. But yeah, so you were able to download that video, and then you can get it up on your YouTube channel, or
Yeah, it's on there.
and you see what I just sent you that screenshot. What I did for Twitch. You can um
It's on the screenshot.
yeah, that
Well, I've got an echo.
here.
Oh, why?
Let's see. How do I? God, how do you unfold the harvester?
You shouldn't have had to unfold it.
Well, I must have hit the wrong button. I forgot. I had this. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's right. I got it. Being dumb. There we go. All right. All righty. We're in business now. Yeah. Well, I thought you could do that, and then, because you can't really upload to Twitch, so it's like, okay, so Restream has a way so you can live stream a pre-recorded video. So I got some other ideas. I might use that um, feature functionality. I have some like maybe my Barn Fresh videos or something. Because like if I put it all together, it's like 6 hours worth of content. So I could just let it sit there and stream for 6 hours, technically.
Oh.
All right, if anybody's in my chat, I see there's a few people watching.
How do you have my voice set up?
It's just through the I guess PC speakers, I guess you could say. Like
Because I'm getting an echo eh,
oh,
on my
okay.
voice.
Yeah, all right.
That's part of the reason why I had things turned down.
Okay, you know what? That's yeah, I can try that. Try this. Uh Talk now and see if you get feedback.
Okay. No, I'm not getting any feedback
Okay.
now.
Okay, I forgot I had changed the settings. Uh, I should be wearing headphones, but it's like it's easier to use the speakers, and I have a noise filter and noise gate, so you shouldn't get any feedback, but you're getting some. So um, now it should be. Hopefully, you got me turned up a little bit so people
Yeah,
can.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's part of the reason why I had it turned down. Is
Oh,
I
okay,
It was to counteract the echo.
gotcha. I gotcha. All right, makes sense. Yeah, I had the PC volume. I forgot I had turned it up. I have settings at work because I have some level meters and whatever I can kind of watch, and so that's why I wondered if you were getting some feedback, but you didn't say anything until right now. So
Yeah.
all right, we got her figured out.
I swear, I'm always messing with my sound settings every stream.
Well, yeah, and this is outside the game. This is like Windows volume, just normal like Windows volume is what I had turned up because I forgot. Yeah, I mean that's why the real folk wear headphones. We can do it otherwise. With the noise gate, it should be fine. Because actually, well, it's not that loud, but I can hear my pump on my computer in my water cooler a little
Oh,
bit. Uh, and like if I didn't have this noise gate and noise reduction on, like you'd hear it. You'd hear it. Like it's not annoying, but I can hear it. Otherwise, my PC is pretty. I got it set up so it's pretty quiet.
yeah.
Actually watching I actually am also watching my internet traffic because I crank crank my bit rate up a little bit. See what I'm pumping through there. This is a weird field. Actually, I wonder if I should go I mean, you're going that direction, but it's like,
I was only going that direction to get the hedgerow cut, so
okay.
I don't hit it. So I don't hit a train. Hint,
Oh,
hint.
well, then we're not going to have any fun this time. Or I could go make crop circles on this end.
Derek's already done that once. That was back in
Well, yeah,
19.
that would be him. Oh, that made me think. I'm gonna have to. I mean, you could look it up, but I could just maybe I'll share it, or send it to you somehow. I stumbled upon another a YouTube channel that normally I don't watch too much like automotive or really many of the restoration channels. I watch other things like more tech and retro gaming stuff. It's funny. I don't watch a lot of the automotive. I mean, I do watch some, but not like what you'd think. But anyway, I found another channel. I mean, it's been around for a while and all that. It's called Junkyard Digs. Anyway, I mean, it's a lot like all these other ones. Like you may see them come up in your feed potentially. For me, they come up. It's like, you know, hasn't run in 40 years. Will it start? Kind of thing.
Yeah,
And they're all kind of, I've watched several of them. Some of them are good, but it's kind of all the same. It's a little bit, it's obvious they all got their inspiration from like the original episodes of Roadkill and and a little, a little bit of Top, I guess you'd say a little bit of Top Gear. But this is a little bit like that, except for they do, automotive. But what caught my eye of this one, the first episode, it's kind of series they're going along. I mean, they release videos almost daily or a couple times a week of different things, but this is more of a series, and it's I forget exactly what they call it, but it's like, can we farm with old equipment or whatever? As in, like, their first episode is going and finding a tractor, and they found a farm all H, almost grow on trees, in pastures. Anyway, they went there, and it shows them getting it started and all that. And it's like, okay, well, we got to go find some kind of cultivator and a disc and a planter, and then eventually, of course, a combine. You know, and they just film the whole deal, getting it running, and it's kind of bare minimum. Although, I mean, it seems like they're spending no money, but and I know better. We know better. You know, but
yeah,
it's like it, they're doing kind of the stuff me, Derek, you, Jeff, we used to do, in the garage with the motorcycles, just fixing them up, riding them until they broke, and then kind of fixed them up and went and found other ones, and you know, it's really good. They're out of Iowa, like near Ames. Um, I heard them say so. Uh, it's pretty good. I mean, they get millions of views. They got a pretty good following. I mean, they've been around. But I'll have to send it. Um it's it's pretty good because it's very it it's very homegrown, unlike, Roadkill, was Motor Trend or, had corporate backing behind it, but the thing
yeah,
is it was kind of real grassroots like, and of course obviously they kind of ruined that with, putting it behind a paywall and all that stuff. Well, this is pretty much homegrown content, I guess you could.
yeah,
I think you'd like it. It's that kind of content. Some of those kind of channels and such kind of, it seems a little staged. This seems less so, I guess, in that case. Like, this is how it is, and it's more amateur. I mean, it's good editing, but I mean, it's definitely not. They don't have a production crew, I guess, behind them, or at least it doesn't seem like it. I mean, there's several of
yeah,
them. It isn't just the two guys. There's obviously a cameraman, camera, one of their buddies. I mean, running the camera. I mean, the cameraman sometimes gets on, and then one of her, and then one of them's, I don't know, significant other. I don't know, wife, girlfriend, whatever. But um, they're going back and forth. I guess I'm gonna do that too. Tired of turning. Um, I'll have to send it to you. It's pretty good. Their first episode of this series happened like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, or something, and they're up to like episode 4 or 5 where
How
they
how are
got it.
they how are they already up to a combine, or they just
No, no, they're
found
not
one?
yet. Well, I mean, obviously, this is all pre-recorded, um, and not in like exactly real time. No, they don't. I don't think they have a combine yet. I mean, the stuff's not grown like they, just planted their corn, this spring, kind of thing.
Okay.
So obviously, depending on how fast I can't, their timeline on getting a video out's a few months, on this few months. So I mean, but it's honestly what it feels like is like what I'm trying to do on my own farm on no man's land in the game. They're doing in real
Mm-hmm.
life, kind of. It's like they just have a small plot of land, and then they're just, they have just an old. I mean, their equipment again. It's kind of like my farm on no man's land. My equipment isn't exactly all period, uh, but uh, because like their farm truck is like a '68 Ford. I mean, whereas like the tractor is from would be the early '50s, and then same with the disc is a little too new for the tractor, and same the planter is actually way too.
Oh.
It's definitely out of the. Well, there's the train. Of course, it didn't hit me, and I didn't hit it.
Yeah.
But
Well, the train's already been done. We'll find something
yeah,
else.
yeah, and it's got to be organic. It can't just.
Yep. No.
I actually haven't worked on my no man's land. I kind of wanted to make a motocross track. Then, although I'll have to start a new map. So just have the mods for the motorcycles and whatever to I choose to terraform. So
Yeah, but you got 15 game slots, so you
oh,
can
I know
start the
that.
map.
I'm just saying. Uh, I need to because like the map I have where it's like I have like tons of third party equipment and stuff, so it'd be kind of hard for you to just get up and running.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as like everything's on Mod Hub, it's pretty easy, but it's the stuff that's not there.
Oh, let's see. Are the motorcycles though? I might have got those off. Well, I
No,
know.
the motorcycles, there were motorcycles on Mod Hub.
Well, let's see here because
You'd have to go look. I know there was a
well,
couple
but
of
see, I
them.
think I think the ones I yeah, though actually I think two of the ones I have I got the third party from a website, so it'd be easy enough for me. They came from I think King Mod because I wanted some. They were some like vintage bikes or whatever. Well, vintage.
Um, that's kind of bringing that up. So, I mean, third party mods and stuff. So, I'm gonna keep this map. I think we've already kind of discussed that, just in case Derek ever pops on. But I think like at least for us, until we can get Derek up to speed on that stuff, um, we're gonna switch over to the Nebraska map, and
Oh, okay.
I need to, I might need to update Mike, because I have it, but I may need to update it because I got it when it first came out, and I need to send you where to get the link, and I haven't decided yet. It might be easiest to send it in Discord.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably the best for.
And then that way it's like everybody will have it, and we can even tell Derek, hey, like this is where you need to go.
Yeah, that'd probably be best. Just keep
Um,
it in our Discord.
but yeah, this is. I'm not saying that we won't play this map again, but this is kind of the sort of an end to this map. We're gonna. I still haven't decided what we're gonna do. I kind of leaning more towards on the Nebraska one, buying the whiskey right away and figuring out what we need to get it going, and then just just build our farm from that and see what happens.
Yeah,
Because I think that's kind of, I mean, other than it being Nebraska, I think that's pretty much what we want to go for.
yeah.
Is that make our own whiskey?
Nebraska made whiskey.
Nebraska made whiskey. It looks like a Jack Daniel's label. It's not though. Although because it's third party, you will see actual like
Logos. I,
McDonald's and KFC and
you
stuff.
know,
I
they
mean,
probably don't, but it'd be neat if it's like, oh, if you just have an option where you can, upload somehow, you put it in a directory, but you like, a certain, an image file. If you put it in the right directory, like you could then have put your own logo on it in game.
oh yeah,
I've seen on in that Facebook group, I'd seen people where they've, I guess, like put their name on their trucks and stuff. I Unless that,
yeah. Some people
and I'm
some
not
people
sure.
don't really, they don't mod, but they know enough to like go in and mess with images and make things work the way they want. Um, so that doesn't surprise me.
And
I think I have an idea of, I think we'll keep it to, that'll be the only third party mod we'll have on the game, and everything else will be in Mod Hub. But I think I'm gonna add in because that farm and those roads are big enough though. I think I'm gonna add in the Big Bud. Um,
okay. Well, yeah, you
and
said it's like
then
a 4X map.
and then there's a there's a big planter in disc, and those fields are huge. So that's kind of the reason why I'm going that route, is just because um those fields are so huge that we kind of need that big equipment. We could both have big buds with the big equipment, and it's still going to take us a little bit to get through some of those fields.
Yeah.
And well, I don't know, we'll play that map till we decide there's something else. I know there's some other maps I'd like to play multiplayer on. But we could also, some of those we could do with Derek, because some of them I know are on Mod Hub. So
Yeah. That'd be easy for him.
we could always split it up between, like, yeah, that's not what we intended, but you and I could run that map, and then
Yeah. No, I mean, I know he's on console and that's different and all that, but
no,
no, no, no. I'm talking about like I was gonna say Jason. It's like I'd really
oh
like to
yeah,
get to playing with Jason because, like I said, he wouldn't have the same quote troubles as Derek kind of
no,
does. I forget, how do you turn the GPS on?
so let's see, it's Alt C turns it on, and you'll see
Well,
the
what on
two
the
blue lights.
controller? On the controller.
Oh no, you have to use the keyboard.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can do that. I mean,
Yeah, it's not something you can turn on with the.
oh, thought I. Oh no, the cruise control is the other thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me. Left a nice little strip and okay. How do you make it?
Okay, so once you get it turned on, then you hit Alt E, and you'll see a letter kind of pop up in your machine.
You got to be in the. Uh,
No, you don't have to be in cab.
oh, okay.
And then you got to go a little bit in the line to kind of set it, and it'll tell you if you've not gone far enough. And
Yeah, it
then
was
you need,
screaming at me, but I don't know.
and then you'll do Alt E again, and then all you have to do is set the width and turn it on. It's a few steps. It's not. It sounds complicated.
Well, it's
It's
not working.
well,
Because you
you
got to
got
be
it on, right?
driving and do it, right?
No, not well. Yes and no. So you, as long when you have it on, you can stop for a second and hit Alt E till you see a letter A, and it'll just pop up.
Okay, let me turn around. I'll try it again. Like you said, the little thing is on, but it gave me the warning I didn't drive far enough, but after I drove far enough, like nothing happened.
Oh well, it probably set, or either that or you didn't finish setting it. It's probably set, and then you just need to go into
Well,
it's
drops it.
Control S.
Well, hold on. It
In,
dropped something in the feed.
is it'll be a letter A, or is
Oh,
what you're looking.
yeah.
Okay, now you go until you go a little bit. Do you see a dashed line?
No, it didn't bring up any lines or anything. Yeah,
Okay, so what you need to do.
There's a little letter A on the ground.
Okay, but so now what you need to do is go into Control S,
Oh,
and it'll bring up a
general
menu, and
settings.
and
Oh,
then go to the scroll down until you see. I like my lines shown, so you go in there until you and turn that on.
oh,
You have
okay.
to do it every time on a new machine, and then you'll be able to see the line.
Oh, okay.
And then
How do I steer the
pop out.
lines?
And then so get out of that menu now that you see the lines,
Yeah.
and then you
Oh,
still need
maybe. Okay, I think I got it now. Well, maybe.
to Alt A again because now you got to set point B, and then it should give you three
Well, now
lines.
I'm full, so yeah, I don't know. It's lines and I don't know. I'm gonna turn. That's
Is there two blue lines and a white
yeah.
line?
I got to it, but I didn't see how. It didn't seem like it was doing anything. But
Well, you got
I'm
to turn
full,
it.
so I gotta go
That's
unload first.
that's because you haven't finished the last step, which is to turn it on.
Oh, okay.
You gotta turn on the tracking.
hold it all. Yeah, because I'm gonna about probably fill the tractor. So yeah, you're gonna have to go down again. Looks like. Yeah, could have been almost full. Yeah, I mean it's not hard to just drive it. Thought I'd try it because you mentioned it.
Yeah. When you get it lined back up, just hit Alt X and it'll snap into.
Yeah, I gotta go through the whole.
You shouldn't have to. The lines should just be up
Well,
unless
but
you
see, I
turned it
don't think I
off.
had it set right because they were like at a goofy angle to the crop. So
Well, the angle doesn't matter. Well, too much. Yes, there's a lot of steps to it,
yeah, I'll have
but
to play
it's
with it
not
when we're
that
not
hard once you get
under
used
time.
to it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go pick up this row that I missed. And it, well, when I was trying to set it up, I missed a whole row.
I wish it would just let me set it and then get out so that you could do it, but
Yeah.
it has that problem even if I'm playing by myself. It won't let the um it won't even let the AI worker work in it once I've turned it on. Derek asked me if I could help him design that crane that he's working on, and he's like,
Yeah, I didn't know
I think he
what
said,
I mean, yeah, it's a crane, but for what, I guess.
I think for the boat dock area, and he wanted it to hold like 20 tons, and dude, I'm like, we don't even do that for our machines. If it's any kind of weight, we tell them they have to pay for a structural engineer. So I'm not gonna,
But
I'm
what?
not even gonna take
So he
a
can lift.
guess.
I mean, what the heck's he lifting that much
I'm
out of?
guessing. I don't know. I think he was just. I was assuming it was like to lift uh jet skis and boats out of the water,
Yeah,
but
but
I don't know.
those aren't 20 ton. I mean, that's what I was saying. You know,
No,
boat
but I think
engines and like inboard and outboard stuff. Or
yeah, but I think he was just throwing a number out there. I'm just like, no, I don't even do that in my job. I'm like if something fails, that's on me if I tell you.
yeah, tell you to work, gonna work, and don't.
I'm like, no, I'm not gonna design that for you.
I mean, I
I
guess I'm
wouldn't even
assuming
know
it's
where to
for on his
begin to get
boat.
it.
I assume it's for on his barge. I mean, like,
Well, and that could be too.
but I wouldn't think. I mean, I don't know anything either, but I guess I wouldn't think that like having to lift some pontoons or something, to lift and move docks or pull. Well, I guess if he was thinking about pulling like posts, you know, like to move certain docks around,
Yeah,
semi-permanent one, I guess. But then how's he gonna put them in the ground? They usually have some kind of like a pile driver type thing to do that. Like,
yeah,
I mean, he almost needs like a dredge, a tugboat almost, for
yeah.
that kind of thing. And I'm not sure. And yeah, he's on a big river, but I don't know if you could get like even like a small tug like that's used around Harlan around place, but I don't know. I haven't seen just the depth, but maybe.
He sends me a Snapchat every now and then where he's like him and another guy are
Okay,
pushing
he can't
docks
figure
around
out
with their
mods,
boat.
but he's gotten on Snapchat, Snapagram.
Yep, yep. He
I
Snapchats.
mean, I look. I mean, it's not like it's hard, but I have a um. I guess mine's more on principle. Kind of like TikTok. Yeah, probably if I was doing this like more seriously, probably should be on it, but can't can't support the Chinese.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
And
have
Snap
hardly
and
anything
Snap
to do with TikTok.
well, and just Snapchat. It was developed for to so they could scrape the original founders to so they could scrape nudes from the users, kind of.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, make money, but I mean, there's like records of them like saying it's like that they were doing that or whatever in the you know beginning. I mean, not the Facebook and YouTube and all that's much better, but at least they've got a lot more to lose if they really do something bad.
Yeah.
Trying to drive from in the cab, and it's I was
I can do in cab on this thing.
well, I wasn't paying attention. Oh well, we don't have to pay for the fuel exactly in the game. Well, I mean we do, but we got $12 million but wasting fuel.
Well, we have $12 million, but remember we started with 20, so we've been doing nothing but dwindling the bank account.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's like yeah, I did the money cheat on Nomads, and it's like um yeah, I haven't made any money yet. Well, wait a minute.
Granted,
Wait a
granted,
minute.
we're
I
only in.
did. Wait a minute. Hold on. I did because me and Tucker uh sold that grass that I push mowed from the playground. We
Well,
got like $500 for that. It allowed me. It's a third party mod. It wouldn't. We tried putting it in the back of the pickup, and well, it just went through. So that mod didn't allow you to haul stuff. And then so I had the grain truck, and it allowed me to put it in the grain truck. So we drove a load of grass in the grain truck to town and sold it. But yeah, I had to use the skid steer with the bucket to pick it up, and
yeah.
uh, after I push mowed it, and then well, first we piled it up outside, and well, and then that was interesting because I was trying to pile it up against the fence, thinking, okay, well, I can just push it against the fence, to fill the bucket or whatever, or well, pick it up easier, all being just drive right into it. Well, I guess it glitched. It glitches through the fence. So I had half the pile on the inside in a spot where I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
There I had where I had the junk bus for the kids to play on.
Yep.
So I guess they got a pile of grass clip jump into. It's like they can jump and they can climb up onto the roof of the bus and jump into. About full. Do we have an empty truck over there?
Not quite empty. I'm on the
I
cart.
see you
It's
got
emptying mine now.
the cart over there. So if it's not full, just leave it there because then I don't have to drive as far. And then when I fill it, I can go dump it in the. I see where you're at there.
We've got too many vehicles, it feels like.
How many vehicles and not enough people?
Well, but we got the corn harvesters still, or
Well,
the
yeah,
case
the
harvest.
cotton pickers, yeah.
So when I skip through things, I gotta go through them every time.
Well,
And
yeah,
so
when I got on the map, I had to cycle through all
And
that.
then we got the cotton harvesters, and it's like the same thing there. It's like we're not using them right now, and
Surprised nobody shot the windows out.
eh,
There's a realism mod that somebody could add in is vandals.
yeah, that's not gonna happen. Well, it'd be a third party mod if they did.
Well, that's what I mean, but
Put the pipe out.
okay, let me.
I don't have much room, but I can take a little bit. And this will fill up the truck,
Okay,
even though technically I'm not supposed to be doing this, but
yeah, that only got me to
now I'm full.
8. Yeah, 80 for me. I'll fill it up. Is your harvester full?
No, mine's empty.
Okay, so I could hop into yours and then get back. You can mine and then going.
Well, I'll throw this in the truck and then
Oh, then it'll be empty. Yeah, okay.
it'll be a little bit emptier. Maybe not. It may not take the whole thing still, but I switched out before you jumped in. I switched out the cab on the truck, so
I
it's a
saw
day
that.
cab now.
I was actually
And
watching.
then I actually figured out what's going on with the. I can make the auger now, so it goes above
Oh,
without hitting. I figured out what I have to do there. I'll probably forget again in the future, but at least for this stream, I've got it so it's correct. Oh yeah, well, it almost took half of it. I could probably.
that's good. Oh, by the way, I should can't do it, but yeah, I guess anybody's watching. Yeah, I got to put a couple people. If you're on Twitch, you can buy my merch. It should show up right under the video player. A T-shirt, buy some stickers. Helps support this making YouTube videos, everything. So I figured that out. So it was actually pretty easy. Install an extension because I already had the store. Oh, okay. Well, here, let me get. Oh, oh, whatever. I am 89.
I gotta take the truck, so
Oh,
you
okay.
can
So you're
deal with
leaving
it,
it there.
whatever.
Okay. Let's see if I can. I won't be able to make it down. Yeah, I'll just stop here. Actually, that like. Yeah, I got an idea when I get this emptied. Hopefully it'll be kind of funny. Oh yeah. See if you can. I'll see if you once I do it. Okay. That empty. Decent. Okay. Be
Our planted
grain
field
cart's
looks
full.
pretty good.
Good enough.
Huh. Smiley face, huh?
There we go. I'm sure that's never been done, right?
Yeah, not that I've seen.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure it has been, but
Well,
not that I've seen.
that's what I mean. I'm sure I'm sure that's like the first thing back in Farming Simulator 1 or whatever.
You actually owned the very first farming simulator.
Yeah, the
It's
John Deere one.
That's actually the one that started this all off. And what's funny about that, or what I think is kind of ironic about that,
And the
is
hell of it is I threw that I had the box and everything, and like I remember I did it sort of recently, like last couple of years is all, because I was kind of like, well, it's not compatible, or I'm never gonna play it, so why am I keeping it? And
yeah.
and here's the deal. I, I can't remember why I bought it. I
You
didn't
didn't
buy it
buy
new.
it. I thought you said you got it at like one of those John Deere shows they used to do.
Yeah, that's right. It was I got it as a promo thing. Yeah, that's right. Because it wouldn't be something I would have went, if it was in Best Buy or whatever, or Circuit City at the time. Would have been
Yeah.
Circuit City at the time.
Well,
Um,
you know what's I think
I
it's
wouldn't
kind of
have bought it.
ironic about all that is for years John Deere would not put their name in this game. You'd have to get them as a third party mod because they would not allow Giants to put their name in the game, and it's like, but wait a minute, it all started because of you in the first place.
Yeah, well, my thing
But
with John Deere is like
they're
Harley Davidson. They'll put their name on, like things as ridiculous as like tampons, but then something like this, which it's like this is emulating your industry, and it's like, no, you can't use it.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's obviously that's changed now, but therefore, I've played the games that they weren't allowed in, or they wouldn't allow their image to be used in.
Well, and I remember seeing a few once you were doing this. I was like, okay, well, I'll look up some other folk, bigger streamers or people who make videos about it. And yeah, they were like, and they were probably all third party, but they had like, you know, uh, out of the John Deere stuff out of the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
A guy made a dealership and all that. I was like, okay, let's go buy new tractors. Had a low boy, and he was role playing, um, basically role playing like late 70s farming on
Yeah.
whatever FS17 that might have been, even because I don't think that was 19. Yeah, maybe it wasn't, but whatever. It back when I first, you first told me you were playing, but and it was neat.
You probably
Video.
didn't find out I was playing this until it was probably on 17, and it was about the time that I was doing just before I started streaming,
Yeah.
or just about the time you had me
Well,
start streaming.
well, and funny thing about that is, like, you always had your Xbox, and it's like, Mixer was like integrated, but it's like made it easy, kind of. But
Yeah, but
and I
I
can
didn't
kind
know what it was.
well, and I kind of get, you just see something, it's like, oh well. But I guess, being an Xbox person, I would have thought you'd at least hearsay like, oh, that's that streaming platform thing.
Well, I've heard of it. It was kind of funny because I heard of it, but I was like, I didn't know it was streaming, and I didn't know what it did or anything. It's just like, well, um, it was just an app that I didn't use that was on the thing, and I didn't know
Yeah,
anything
no, I
about
mean,
it.
I totally get it, but actually that's full. So.
Ironically, we're talking about this, and that was,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think it was
well,
about this time 2 years ago when they shut down.
yeah, and of course, I only got on it to kind of to watch you, and then I did a little bit with like retro stuff. Um, but yeah, we're Mixer refugees, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And maybe just because it was a smaller environment, and you don't have the same nostalgia for old YouTube like I do, but it felt a lot like the early days of YouTube, you know. It really had that vibe to it, and where you could be a nobody, yet you'd get some viewers or you'd get some interactions,
Yeah.
and there wasn't any, whether you know even though Ninja was there, it was ran into the trailer. How do you can't have the it out? Okay, didn't run into the truck, but now it
Yeah,
barely makes it over the trailer.
you gotta adjust adjust the.
Yeah, no, I was too close. I don't know, the angle. It's just hard to. I mean, I see now, but it's like,
You have to manually adjust it. You can do that.
yeah, I got it.
It'll work if you don't. I mean, it's just not real. It's just not real life if you don't do it, but it'll work without it being adjusted.
Yeah. But yeah, it really had that about 2007, 2008 YouTube vibe about it. I mean, had it not had it gone, it would eventually got there.
Well, and the whole thing was weird because they, even up to the end, they were still throwing like $20 million at different streamers to bring them in.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing,
And then all of a sudden, like the next week, they turn around and say, "Nope, we're done. We're not gonna do this anymore."
well, that's the thing. Microsoft has 20 million to blow on a take a chance,
Yeah,
kind of.
but and that's the weird thing is like you couldn't have you kind of couldn't see that you weren't going to do this anymore, that you just, because I think it was like they had blown 20 million on one streamer and then like another 20 million on another streamer, and
Well, it was
literally
20
like the
million
week.
to I know it was 20 million to Ninja, which was a big
Well,
Fortnite guy, and
but he'd already been on there for a while. I mean, this was like some other streamers they were trying to bring in. They
okay, it must have been like
literally
his buddies or whatever. Cuz
literally the week before they had just dropped like another 40 or 50 million on new streamers to bring in to kind of help everything, and then the next week they're turning around and they're just like, "Nah, we're gonna shut this down in a month."
yeah. And I don't know what would have made it go. I mean, it I'm not sure why TikTok is going, other than the internet or the average person on the internet has it's a matured market, I guess, because TikTok is just Vine. I mean, is but Vine was in the early 2010s, and you know
Yeah.
people like you still barely had smartphones and didn't really understand why you know why you'd watch short form content. But now that's all matured, so I guess that's why TikTok works. But from my perspective of seeing going from nothing, literally nothing, to all that we can do now, um, I don't totally understand it, because it's like this is not exactly a new concept. It's just more corporate America who advertises on there finally sees the value in it, and they
Yeah.
didn't see it when Vine was going, so that's why it couldn't make it. And I feel that's the thing with Mixer is is it could have probably been viable. It's just the user base and the viewer base wasn't there until, and for better or worse, the pandemic helped that because people were like, oh, the people were really running scared. We're like, what am I going to do all day, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and so they found, I mean, that's just like the whole, all, just like streaming now is just exploded. And I'm like, we could have had this 10 years ago almost, maybe not as much in rural areas because of the internet service, and that's
Yeah.
just gotten better. But I mean, met for everybody else that were in better markets for that kind of stuff. I mean, I'd been streaming in some, consuming streaming content and creating, of course, content since the 2010, like since about 2010, 2011, early 2010s. I was watching, the bootleg streams of the supercross races and stuff, motocross races, because I didn't get the channel, but but now it's like everybody's like, oh wow, oh, see this new ever blah, and cable cut, cord cutting, and all that. And I'm like, yeah, like we could have had this 10 years ago, but like people just and yes, it just took this
Yeah.
long for I mean, it took for the normies to understand, I mean, YouTube, I mean, Twitch, well, it was Justin.tv before Twitch. I remember, I mean, that goes back to how long I've been around stuff, but it's like, YouTube to compete with that, 2014 is when I did my first live stream when it was available to me. I was approved, because you had to be approved. It wasn't just everybody could do it. They were only doing select channels, and of course, I wasn't the very first because they were big YouTube, but I was in the first wave of regular YouTubers to get it. I don't know why, other than maybe just my channel's age, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea, but it's just a thing, and that's I think why, and I think that's why Mixer just couldn't hold out long enough. And honestly, they didn't really offer anything much more unique than Twitch, other than I did like the reward system for viewing, you know.
Yeah. Yep. I
Kind of the
miss that.
in-game, like having in-game, like this in-game currency or in-game rewards and stuff that are, you know, unlockables.
Twitch
It was
Twitch
like
kind of does that.
unlockables for the viewers. I mean, I think that was the neatest deal. I know Twitch has something with the bits and stuff, but I don't get it.
Well, no, bits you have to buy, but that does have kind of a reward thing depending on the channel setup. But they don't really advertise it. You have to kind of know
Well,
where
but
it
that was the
is,
thing, like
and
Mixer. I mean, you could just sign up and if you watch for 20 minutes, you got so many whatever they were called, bars
yeah,
or I
I
can't
can't
even
remember
remember,
now.
and then you could dole them out and give high fives or whatever or
Yeah,
something, virtual high fives basically. Um, uh, that was for viewer engagement that was a unique. I thought to me it's like if that was gonna set them apart, that or make a go of it, it was gonna be because of that. You actually the viewer got to earn something by watching their favorite stream. You know,
yeah.
you weren't just giving your time; you were getting something for giving your time. I mean, virtually, but it's almost like how, well, not this particular sim game, but The Sims. By playing the game, the Sims, if Sims do things in game, your Sims get things, and then you can use them, or you can earn things to give your Sims. Well, this was like earning by watching in real life, but then earning it virtually. Kind of a very meta kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think that even though Facebook basically took over, um, I don't think they replicated that. And maybe that wasn't a big deal, but I guess my perspective, I thought it was pretty cool because you didn't have to pay
Well,
for it. You didn't have to pay for it with monetarily. You just had to pay for it with your time, your eyeballs, I guess technically.
yeah.
And most people don't want to spend money, or even if they do, it's like, well, I really can't. I could give you $1, but I want to do more than $1's worth. Well, okay, give us some sparks. That's what they were called. That's right, sparks. And give sparks, and if you you had to get millions and millions of them before it helped the streamer monetarily, but you know, still it was a metric of user engagement. Somebody was actually watching and enjoying. They were giving you sparks.
Well, and I think if I remember right, it would have been easier for me to get partnership on
Well,
Mixer.
yeah. Well, I
It was
remember.
like
I think
I think it was like you only needed 20 followers, and then there was one other thing, and it's like Twitch. Twitch is made like it's attainable, but it takes you a lot of work to get there.
well, it's like YouTube because they had a rash of kind of what they call bad actors. But I mean, that's YouTube. That's why YouTube had to, they first it was an invite. I was on, during the invite deals where they just invited it video by video. And then they opened it up. Okay, well, if you had at least one monetized, we'll just open it up so any future uploads you can do. Um, and then they just let the floodgates open. Just sign up. You got to give tax information. I mean, but still, you didn't have to have any followers. You didn't have to have any subs. You didn't have to have any certain amount of views or nothing. Just well, potentially start just earning from more or less day one. Um, uh, but then of course that backfired because then scammy type channels and putting out not content that advertisers would actually want to go on advertise on. So then they had a problem with that, and then so they just decide, okay, well, you know, the threshold is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours in a year. Yeah, a year. Yeah. Um, and then you'd be eligible. Well, that's kind of what Twitch did, because that's the thing. I think in the earlier days of Twitch, it was much easier. So if you were in early, you kind of got grandfathered into all that. Now it's again, it is attainable, but they want they
Well, it
want
sounds like a lot more attainable than YouTube.
yeah, well, because YouTube thrives on people who really want to put effort into it. I mean that's why my channel it grows, but I don't actually make. I haven't my if you want to call it income. I mean, okay, I get paid, but I mean, let's be real here. It's pittance compared to what it could be if I gave some effort. See, actually, YouTube doesn't really make I mean, they get their cut, but they don't make much off of a channel like me. So they probably could rather they could take or leave having me. It's just I'm again, well, I meet the requirements. I got 30,000 subs and I get 10,000 watch hours a month. So yeah, I get plenty. You know, I get well over the requirements. So, but again, that it doesn't make that much for me or YouTube. And again, that's the thing. I'm not into it to make a living. So if I make $1, I'm that's like that's just that's a bonus. It's gravy, but it's not a
I was
living.
watching this stream. I was watching this game stream. And he's actually like he's big enough. He makes a living off of it, but he was talking about how like even him, he's like he doesn't he makes enough that he can live off of it a year, what he makes in a year, but he's
He's
like
not
it's
going to be
still like
rich.
not it's not yeah, he's not rich, and he's he's just making what everybody else is making, and he was like well, if you're into streaming to make money, he goes, I would tell you not to do it.
Well, yeah, you gotta like be 80 hours a week, and that may not be enough
Yeah.
to I mean, just to and think about it. You don't, you got to think about the other your other costs, insurance and all that stuff. You don't. Let's see. Let's see. We're all full. I'm
Okay, I'm
full.
almost.
This isn't. Let me see. Where is this at? This is at
You're
50%.
full.
Actually, I can probably unload and fill this up. Let me go do that. And then I guess if you want to
I'll
take
take.
it to town, then I'll bring this back.
You say take it to town. I'm actually taking it to a ditch and dumping it. Yeah,
Well, whatever.
I say that, but it's kind of true. It's a farm off in the corner that I took everything out of. And the plan was like if we ever get to that point on this map, if we ever play this that long, when it's time to sell this stuff, it is actually can be kind of maybe you guys won't think it's fun, but it can be kind of fun because you got to get belts and stuff and bring it in and load them all back up and
Oh,
take them.
okay. Some of that setup could be.
It'd be different. It'd be different. There's actually a machine you bring in. It's not just regular belts. So it'd be like I said, it'd be something be interesting to do once.
Well, anyway, back to the streaming or YouTube stuff. I mean, to make, like what you make at your job and what I make at my job, I would have to invest in making the content and, you know, like probably something like 80 hour, you know, 60 to 80 hour work week just to
Yeah.
just to make
Because even
the same.
you're even working when you're not streaming. Yeah, even maybe even working harder when you're not streaming because you have to get everything set up for your stream.
Well, yeah, and you got to be thinking about how do I keep viewers engaged, and then um, I'll go park this back where it kind of was.
Okay,
You can unload it,
I'm almost unloaded, and then I'll be back.
and then I'll just put it to the edge here, and then harvester because I can keep going. By the time you get back, then full again probably. But yeah, I mean you'd have to be doing every day for sure. I mean just to get to there. I mean you'll get there. It's just if you wanted to get there quick or potentially quick, you'd have to do it. You'd have to be doing it every day because you got to find the times of day, especially with streaming, when people can watch you.
Yeah,
That this
and
is
that's the thing that like amazes me about sugar diabetes is that's what he did is like he had nothing. He couldn't work, so he was streaming all day long. You know, he'd stream for 8 hours a day, or he'd now I think he streams to the wee hours of the night. But
well, yeah, because you
um,
got to get you
he
got to get the
he
Americans, and then you got to get the other people on the other side of the earth. So
and that's how he like I think that's how he um
he's
became partnership so
yeah,
fast and everything.
but I guarantee he is not really. I mean, I don't know this, so this could be buff guess, but I don't. He's making money, I'm sure, but he's not making a living, I'm sure. Or if he is, it's just barely enough to to.
Yeah, no, I think for him it's more of like it's supplementing what income he does
That's what I
get
mean.
from
It's a
other.
supplement. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You're right. That's the word I wanted is supplement. He's just supplementing, and that going back to my YouTube channel, I could I mean, anything I'd earn, you could argue as a supplement. $1 is a supplement, but what I'm making is I wouldn't even consider it a supplement, because it's nothing in the grand scheme of things, especially with this inflation too. But even
Well,
before that, it's a. I'll just throw it out there. I mean, I haven't looked lately. Actually, I barely look at it. I mean, I get an email when it's like, oh, we paid you. Check your bank account. We paid you. AdSense sends me a notification. I may or may not log in, but anyway, when I have to do taxes and stuff, I get a 1099, a certain 1099, and it's on a good year, it was like 5 grand extra a year. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, I could use 5 grand extra a year, but where it's doled out over the year, it's like I said, it's nothing. It's
yeah.
and
Well,
that
that's
that was
why I
and
always
I'm like I said, I'm being generous here. That's a good year.
yeah.
you know?
Well, and that's why I always figured that like if I ever got to a point where I was making a little bit, obviously it depends on how much, but like even if I made like let's just say I made $10 a month, that $10 would actually go right back into the stream. I'd do something like, we were talking about renting a server or
Yeah.
something like
Well,
that's a monthly payment on renting it for the month or whatever.
and
And
again, okay, let's just use the one I put out there, that good year of, it was like about five, it may not been exactly five, but round up a little bit, 5,000. But like I said, I actually was at a net zero because I used that money, and that was back in the a little bit earlier days, especially with my restoration stuff. But I mean, I again, yeah, you're right. I put it back into the videos. I mean, and that's what I've always done with whatever I made. Is it? I was like, well, okay, I could buy parts for this motor. That went towards the parts to restore this motorcycle, or do this model, or do this restoration or whatever. um that's what it went to, or buy new equipment. I that is what paid for my new camera after a couple years, and an upgraded camera, and this webcam, and now this PC and stuff. A couple years, it's 2019 I bought, so I mean, it's
yeah.
a couple years old now. It's a few years old now, or um but yeah, so it goes back into the channel, but like I said, it didn't 100% pay for any of that. It just supplemented, just offset the cost, I guess. So I'm oh, I got to refuel. Uh
Are
let's
you completely out?
yes. I didn't realize
Okay,
that.
well, the truck's at the pickup's at the farm with the fuel tank on it,
Okay,
and
there we go.
you're not that far from the field. You'll have to find it, but you're not that far.
Yeah.
Because you're in field, we're working in field 57.
Yeah. Uh,
I would take the highway. I think you're
yeah, I
trying
was
to
going to
go the
go the
back
back
way.
way.
I'd take the highway. Well, okay, so this is kind of on the same topic, but kind of a little bit switching gears here. Um, so I think I could take that video that you sent me, and I was trying to think if I could add it to play like before my stream. I think you can do that. I just don't know.
Um
Might have to look into seeing how to do that
yes.
though.
Okay. Yeah, the easiest way to do it, well, it's like, well, you've watched some of my other streams where before I actually go live,
Yeah,
um
you have that looping video
yeah, I have
of
the
both
looping video. Yeah,
commercials
right. Oh, wait a minute, I must be going the wrong way.
that's why I think
Let's see, do I have to go over the railroad tracks? I'm
no.
Oh yeah, I'm going the wrong way. I guess I wasn't paying attention to the map. I was trying to listen to what you're
You're
saying. Yeah. Whoops.
you picked the wrong highway.
Yeah, I gotta go. Yes, like I said, it's been a while. I was like, Well, and I was thinking while you were talking, or I was listening to you talk and comprehend and trying to comprehend it. I wasn't really paying attention which way it turned. Like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem like the right way. Um, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So and again, I don't use Streamlabs, but it's similar enough. I can guide you through it. But what you'll do is add a whoop, hit a deer. Um, turn left or right.
I don't know where you're at.
Well, I'm right
Oh,
by the
go right.
field numbers get bigger that way. Oh yeah. Well, I was seeing the wrong equipment on. Anyway, yeah. What you'll do is in wherever the sources menu is, you'll add another source, and then you should be able to choose. Um, uh,
I probably won't have it in time for tomorrow morning, but I'll have to. I'm gonna keep that in mind. I might have to. I
but
was
anyway,
thinking about trying to
yeah,
add it.
that's what you're gonna use as is add another source, and you're just gonna choose like video, or I think it's uh video, or maybe even video cap. No, not video capture. Well, I'm not sure in Streamlabs what it's called, but in OBS it's I think it's just like video or video file. Okay. Now I'm next to the thing. What do? I got to get into my deal,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, you got to get in, and
uh
then you'll have to hit the refill.
yeah, I'm trying.
It's usually
Oh,
like
there it
a
is. Oh yeah, I got it.
press down on the
Yeah, it is.
joystick.
I see it. I got it. Um right. And then that's what you'll do. So you'll want to make an intro. You'll want to make an intro. Probably want to make an intro scene. Like I think it's called a scenes. In OBS it's scenes. So make like an intro scene, and then do. That's how I do my looping video. And I'll fuel in here. And
Yeah,
then
it takes a while to
when you're
fuel.
ready to get on the game, then you just change the scene, and then do everything as normal. Out of here. But yeah, it'll be when you get in there, it'll be easy. You'll
Um,
you'll figure it out.
and then you said you were gonna release it tomorrow. I mean, technically, you
Like
already
it
released it
well,
tonight, but
I'm because I'm using it as I set scheduled it to release at like 11 o'clock, and I'm releasing it as a a video on demand on my main channel, more as a advertisement for what we're doing here.
Mhm.
Um, and just so I could also share it on different platforms as, oh hey, this is what we do, and then have it be like a channel trailer, which, well, that's not as much of a thing anymore, but sometimes people get to your main channel, or it will come up in a recommended video. I'm
Yeah.
going to also, but I'll have to reformat it. Like, it'll be basically the same type of video, but I'll have to make it vertical and then change things so you can actually see what's going on. But I'll make a file that's in vertical, and then you can so you can upload to like Instagram, or make a short. Well, I want to make a short of it too. Um, and there is a way to use Instagram on PC. Kind of a little bit of a trick using Google Chrome, but because that's how I actually upload stuff like that. I don't, because then otherwise I gotta somehow get it on my phone, via memory card or something. I just do it from the web browser, which Instagram
Yeah.
technically doesn't support, but it does if you use Google Chrome, and like use their developer tools within the
Mhm.
browser. Just like turning a setting on and off so you can view web pages via mobile, and it'll let you do everything you can do on your phone through a web browser, which is a lot easier when you want to like upload these kind of videos
Oh.
and stuff. But I gotta format it within my video editing program for the aspect ratio. Otherwise, it just won't work. It won't accept it because it's not vertical. Which
Yeah.
is just I hate vertical video, but it's just a thing. But then it could be then you could post it as a reel. But
Um.
again, same with YouTube Shorts. It won't put it in the Shorts category if it's not vertical.
So, speaking of thinking of next weekend, we'll have to see if Thursday or Friday will work because I'll be gone Saturday.
Well, and just this Thursday, the reason why I didn't is I mean, I had things to do around the house and a few things to do around the house, the little errand thing, and errands are fun,
Yeah.
but also it pretty tough week at work, and Thursday was got kind of a well, let's how do I put this nicely? A motivational bomb was dropped on me. Basically, a timeline for what I was working on, where when we talked last Friday in a meeting about it, it was like have 50% of this project done by uh by next Friday or next Thursday. Well, it was Thursday about 2:30 and it's like, I'm about 75% done, well over 50%. So it wasn't like I was cruising or anything, but I'm like, oh, okay. I wasn't stressed, nothing. I was like, okay, yeah, a couple, 2 more days, got about 3 more days of work, and this will be done. And here's the thing, I was focusing on accuracy and not speed on this project. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then at 2:30, it's like, we have to have this done by the end of the day tomorrow because they need all this data and stuff by Monday. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't know that I can do that. Well, I did get it done, but it's actually, I know it's not as accurate as I would like. It's going to be good enough for, well, not once was told why the timeline got compressed. It's like, oh, it doesn't have to be perfect. See, I was focusing on
Just
I
cutting
know.
across the field there.
Yeah. You don't have crop damage on, so.
No,
But anyway, I'm making
it's
a long.
sad.
I'm making a
It's
very short
sad. I
story
don't.
long, and it's like I was just uh, I was like I had to just kind of gather my brain together about that, and I was like, okay, I want to just sit and not think about anything. And
Uh,
honestly, gaming probably would have taken it off, but it would have felt like I wasn't relaxing. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
yeah.
otherwise I would have. So Thursday or Friday, and I don't know, I don't want. I guess Friday's a long ways off, but maybe we should try Friday as just a different again map. I don't know. Maybe we should try earlier, not next week, sometime. Switch it up to Monday. Or some of your viewers, my viewers.
Well, yeah, I could relate. My week was kind of like that too. Except my bomb got dropped on me on Monday morning, and I was just like, I don't know if I can do that. And then I'm trying to use a new program that we don't have. I'm not 100% trained in how to use, and it's just frustrating as hell, and it fights me all week. I end up, yeah, it's kind of counterproductive because I end up doing the same thing over like 2 or 3 times before it does it the way that it needs to be done, and I've complained about it before because I don't know if my computer is actually if it's actually running right.
Well, that's the thing. Like the software and stuff you use, like like this laptop you're using to run this game. I mean, you need something similarly or even better spec than graphical.
Yeah, well, that program's not. It's kind of an add-on to that program that's not running, not working right with me.
Okay, there's a little bit you can put in the cart. The semi's full. Um, I
That's
was able to
okay.
empty my harvester, so I'll be able to pick up all this.
Okay.
So you can fill that up and then run and dump the sugar beets in the ditch. Uh, and then I think I'll empty my harvester into yours. And I guess it doesn't. Oh, with all this streaming, I'm really liking it because my ISP has a usage meter, and of course I don't. Of
Uh-huh.
course, I got a cap, but it's at 1,200 gigabytes. Yeah, 1,200 gigabytes. But like doing the streaming, I like seeing it's like I want to see if I can get sometimes I want to see if I can get close to that, which I don't think I will. But like, well, I want to try and use all I'm paying for. So
Yeah, next weekend I'm gonna go see Rob Zombie again,
okay.
and then opening for him is Mudvayne, which I never thought I'd ever get to see. So I'm actually going probably more for them than Rob, but this is
It would
this
have
is
been
that
it
out.
would have been too hard to coordinate and everything, but when where is it at? I guess.
It's at the outdoor festival in Council Bluffs.
Okay, so kind of Omaha. It would have been neat
Yeah.
if we could get the band back together and do that
Well, and
again.
I think you guys would have loved this because
You know
it's
what I'm
like
saying?
it's actually out in the country. So
Oh,
um it's it's out in the country and it's I mean it's a fairground that it's at, but um yeah, hopefully it's not too hot next weekend. But it's later in the evening. It doesn't start till like 4, so I think we'll be fine even if it does, because where we usually stand, the sun goes down fast enough that we're usually in the shade pretty
Brooke
decently.
going with you, or is it?
Yeah, Brooke and then my friends from Central City,
Yeah,
our
Travis.
usual
Yeah.
group. Yep, Travis and Crystal. We're gonna and we got a hotel room. We're staying the whole weekend. We'll probably go spend our $20 at the casino, and I'll probably end up drinking on Sunday about like 9, 10 o'clock because that's what I do at the casino.
Yeah. Well, me in
I
casinos, it's like, yeah, I don't. I just, I don't.
I take $20, take it and leave it, and
Well, that's what I do too.
I
Yeah.
also I and then I find the bar because I'm not driving, and I'm like, well, it'd be more productive for me to spend my money at the bar than it would be in the casino. So
Yeah. Hey, maybe. Yeah, and never know. Maybe some cougar will come along.
I don't know if I'd want those kind of cougars because usually in the casino
Well,
they're all
Council
smoking
Bluffs.
and shit.
I don't know what kind of people would be there. I mean, even
It
I'm.
depends on which one you go to because there's one that's kind of run down. I mean, it's I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of run down and
Wasn't
whatnot.
the
There's the
Ameristar there?
The Maristar is a boat. It's
Yeah, the
just
boat.
really small. That's really small and cramped. And then there's the nicer one of the three that's kind of a little bit more modernized and um not so like it's a little bit more taken care of, I guess is probably the best word to say. The one is definitely where the people go that like one of my old bosses used to say is like that's where the people with their social security
I was
checks,
I
that's
was
where
gonna
they
say
go at the beginning of the month
well,
or
I'd call it the oxygen tankers.
yeah, well I was trying to be a little bit nicer, but yeah, that's basically those people. That's where they go at the beginning of the month with their check.
The walking oxygen tanks, or actually, actually, I think Katie came up with this one: walking blow torches. But yeah,
We'll probably go do that. I do have to be like I don't have all the time in the world to spend in Council Bluffs that day, but it's kind of funny though because I've been getting the same hotel room every year. So basically, I call them up, and they ask my name. I give them my name, and they're like, "Oh,
you
you
see, you've stayed here
stay?
before.
Yeah, we stayed here before, and every time you've come here, it's for a concert. Are you coming for a concert this time? They're like, yeah.
Well, see,
Oh,
that's
well,
customer service. See,
you- you-
you're becoming a regular, and
and then they go, well, do
you're
you
one of
want
the,
the same
you're a
room?
high roller, even though you don't spend any money with.
Then they're like, do you want the same room that you had before? And it's like, yeah. Okay, well, we got it all set up then. Yeah, I like calling them. Did you? Well, you probably haven't. So Mudvayne has a song called "Not Fallen," and the lead singer Chad. They've been going all crazy about it on the in the news this week. So last I don't know, I think it was maybe actually Tuesday night when he was singing "Not Fallen," he fell off the stage.
Oh,
And they were talking about how ironic it was that he's singing about not falling and then he falls off the stage. I'm actually speaking of concerts, I'm actually got my eyes on I know it's not till next year. They haven't announced any tour dates or anything. But I'm actually got my eye on going to that Pantera celebration tour next year.
uh,
I don't know where I might have to come to like Denver or something to go to it, but um
you know,
I
say Pantera. Speaking of Pantera, and uh, you know, I mean, I remember it back in the day, like when the episode was in its first. I didn't see when it aired, I don't think, but when it was first running, um,
yeah.
but you know, they guess you could say guest starred in a way, in a SpongeBob episode. They did the music for an episode when SpongeBob goes and visits Sandy the squirrel under, and she's, you know, uh like does extreme sports, I guess. And so anyway, anytime they're doing the quote extreme sports, it's Pantera playing the,
Oh.
and it does say either at the beginning or end, it does credit them. It says special guest musical actor, something like that. Pantera. It's kind of a notorious episode just because of that. I know. I just with you though. I didn't know if you knew.
Uh-uh. I definitely don't keep up on SpongeBob
Well,
SquarePants.
here's the thing. It was a thing in college. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, I see that.
Well, there was a lot of potatoes there.
Yep. You should see the pile that I've got.
Okay. Drive me to it so you can go see it. Or
Okay, well go grab the pickup and
yeah.
follow
Let,
me.
let me go park the machine over by your. Then yeah, I'll go get. Whoops.
What?
Whoops. Okay, there's our gap this stream.
Oh my god.
And I did not do that on purpose.
Come on.
Ooh. Oh, jeez. I think I will. Yeah, this pickup ain't quite big enough. This. Whoops.
All right, I'm gonna have to come back and get the rest of them, but that's okay. About one more truckload.
All right. One. Oh, like you got a little graffiti on.
Yeah.
NEU. Like we did. Well, you're talking about, like people out the windows. Well, there must be a few vandals. Yep. Yeah.
Then bought the semi trailer that way. And the crazy thing is,
Looks.
it's
I
a
mean,
brand
it
new
look.
semi
I mean,
trailer.
it looks like graffiti to me on there. Not doesn't look like a logo because the brand is Campo or something.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy because it's a brand new trailer and it already got graffiti on it.
Yeah. Well, how do you know they're not going to shoot up the windows of our combine? We haven't gone and seen them. Maybe
Well, you're gonna drive by one.
any. And that looks like graffiti to me. The other side. If they.
If you're not careful, you're gonna hit the bridge. Uh, oh man.
Oh shit. I was see, and I was trying to swerve just in time and get in front of you, kind of like Smokey and the Bandit. And oops, I was trying to make it look really cool from your view for your viewers.
Well, it did look kind of it did look cool, but then it messed me up.
See, I was gonna go like this, be like, whoa. Well, not exactly that, but
Well, you're almost to the ditch. You're
yeah.
almost to the pile.
Okay. Well, we'll highlight that. I'll highlight that on. You can highlight it from your. Oh, oh, okay. This isn't a ditch. This is like
No, I know it's not. I was just joking about it being a
it's like
ditch.
um, it's like you like when they're making an asphalt factory.
There used to be a building there. I sold it so that I could put all this here.
I think I got the pic. A 4-wheel drive.
No,
Yeah, it does. I'm high center.
I don't know how I'm gonna get it out of there.
Thought I was going. Well, I was. I mean,
No.
If I reset it, it sends it back to the probably.
I don't know if I can get in there or not.
Probably don't have toe straps.
No. Yeah, this didn't work very well at all. Okay.
Making mashed potatoes.
You'll have to get out of the pickup.
I know.
I think you said it.
Making mashed potatoes out.
I didn't get it quite piled up the way that I very tightly or anything, but yep, this is our
Okay, so if we wanted to pick this up and do something with it, like that'd be another thing. What would we do?
okay.
Like,
Let me
well, I
let
mean,
me
I don't
save
have
the
to
game.
see it because I'd say this is about streaming long enough.
Well, there's one machine that we have to get, so let me do this. Let me where is it? Where is it?
Like, sure.
Maybe it's under belts. I know we could do this with belts, and that wouldn't be an issue.
They're like an attachment, kind of like when they clean up,
It's
grain
it's an
piles.
actual machine. Maybe they didn't put it in game. Maybe I have to
Already.
no, it might be. I think it's in Mod Hub. I remember seeing it. They make this machine. It's got a cab on it. It looks really weird. It's got a cab on it, but it's basically belts, and it's got like a two screws on the front of it to kind of eat the sugar beets back up off the ground, and then it has a belt that kind of like a scorpion on the back end, and you can adjust it so that it throws wherever. And so what we'll do is we would want to bring that in here and just start in on the pile, and someone will be driving it, and then ideally it'd be with Derek in here. We would have two of us driving truck to wherever. But that's the thing. The highest price on beets is in
Yeah, I'm looking at your graffiti there.
in January.
I guess it's probably part of the brand. It just looks like graffiti.
It does. I thought it did.
Yeah.
I thought it did too. Anyways, yeah, in January when actually if we make it to January on this map, we'll sell all our crops so far.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we keep going with this. Like I said, I'm gonna keep this map. This isn't gonna be our main one anymore. But
Yeah.
I'll
This will
keep.
be this will be a when Derek can't figure out the other map.
Because that'll be what happens.
Would this be a map if Jason ever gets up to speed? This something he can do or no?
Yeah. Well, yes, and we'd have to go back through the mods, but we don't. We only have like 6 on, so yes, we just have to change some of them because I know like the easy development is something he definitely can't use, and I don't know. We'd have to go through the others that I have on here that if he can get them or not. But yeah, we'll keep this one around for a while. Eventually, even if we can't get Derek on Nebraska, we'll find other maps for him to join in on
Well, and
too.
even if it's just like me and you, and if he can't figure it out, he just joins in for the chat. I mean, it was kind of fun with on, even though he wasn't.
Yeah,
playing,
but he actually enjoys playing as long as he's playing with other people, so and I kind of wondered if summertime wasn't going to be a lot harder for him,
Well,
come
that's the
winter.
thing. I think
Come
wintertime will
winter,
be Or
be a lot easier for him to join in
As
with
a
us. So
froze up for him.
yeah.
Okay, well, I
Anyways.
think I'm gonna call it. So
Yeah.
all right.
This
So
will be really easy to find the highlight. It's at the end. So
yep, exactly. So yep, we'll highlight this part on the stream. So all
yeah.
right.